Hello, this is
Haskuu of Haskuu Gaming Inc. And I'm going to be bringing you
a little bit more of my Starcraft 2 Heart of the Swarm campaign playthrough, but first, I actually want to check something here. That's better. I looked over the last video and I realized none of the game sound was actually coming through. So for example, in cutscenes, that wasn't really a very good thing. So I ran around and did some stuff last time. You saw that at the end of my last video. So let's jump right into another mission here. I'm going to probably do another mission before I do the next Protoss mission, because that one's a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to give myself a little while before I do that one. So here we have.
It's a rare gas on the Protoss skull, the breath of creation. They think it be a gift from their gods. We call it Terrazine, and it'd be worth a fortune to the right bidder. Of course, those Protoss will kill us if they catch us on their holy ground. Or at least they'll try.
Okay, I'm gonna hold off on that one, because that one is probably the most difficult mission other than the last one in the campaign.
We retrieved from Tarsonis. Our old mercenary associate, Colonel Orland, is an expert in Confederate code decryption. If our intel's right, he should still be based at the Merkhaven at Dead Man's Port. He's not very trustworthy, but he's our best bet of breaking that encryption.
Okay.
My people established a new colony on Haven. It was going well, but now the colony's gone dark. They're not responding on any frequency. We need to get there and see what the situation is. They might have been exposed to the Zerg virus, and they are on the verge of Protoss space. Jim, I'm worried that something has gone very wrong.
So, in this mission, actually, there are two options, and I'm going to put it to a vote right now. So, if you could leave down in the comments, and if not, if I don't see anything down there, I will just go by my own discretion. But I can either, in this one, I can either help the Protoss or fight the Protoss. So, if you can just give me what you want to do there. There's a good ending for this and a bad ending for this, so whichever you want to see. I'm not going to tell you which is which, though. So I'm just going to jump right into Dead Man's Port here.
Dead Man's Port. It's risky just waiting here with all these mercenaries around. Colonel Orland sure taking his time decrypting that adjutant for us.
Yeah, I'm getting a bad feeling about this.
Incoming transmission.
James, Orland decrypted your adjutant, but he's planning to sell it to the Dominion. Must have been something exciting in there. He wants me to keep you off his back until they arrive.
That's nice, Mira. But why are you telling me all this?
Because I like you and Matthew better than him, of course. Match Orland's offer, and I will help you take him out instead. He's paying in minerals, so I'll give you the same deal.
Done. Always a pleasure, Mira.
Don't take too long now. If Orland comes up with the goods first, I will have to side with him. Oh, and say hello to Matthew for me. Ask him why he never calls.
It's gonna be hard to get minerals down there. We'll have to find salvage if we're gonna hire Mira before Orland does. Think she'll help Orland, sir?
She's a mercenary. She'll help whoever pays the most.
A little bit of backstory there. I can't remember if that's been explained or not, but it will be. It will be. So let's just wait for this to load here, and while it does load, I'm actually going to give you a little bit of news. So, just in the last couple days I did manage to figure out how to install Optifine onto Minecraft. So, it has significantly boosted performance. So I might actually be able to bring you some videos, maybe of my server, maybe some single player videos, because I'm now getting good FPS even when recording, and great FPS when I'm not, so yeah, I'll be bringing you some of that if possible. Of course, the problem with recording Minecraft is that the more full my computer's hard drive gets, the slower it runs. So I really have to record maybe half an hour at a time and then render that and delete it, which is always a little bit annoying, but okay, let's take a look at this.
Alright, boys. We got a deal with Mirahan. Now let's get to work and get that adjutant back.
This better be good.
Okay, so I've got my base here. So let's do our hotkeys real quick. There we go. So,
Pirates have been stripping down ships here for years. It should be pretty easy to collect enough scrap to pay Mira off.
Yes, sir.
okay, so as you can see here, you've got your counter of my minerals versus Orlan's minerals. So if I reach 6,000 minerals before he does, then I win. If I reach it, if he reaches it before I do, then I lose. So it's a contest of speed, trying to spend as little as possible, much like the Redstone mission. And anything that costs more or as much minerals as gas is my friend here. Sorry, more gas or as much as minerals, because that means that it's more efficient for my army.
Out here for you and Matthew. I never got to give it to him last time you boys were here.
Jimmy, those vulture bikes.
Good eye, Tychus. We can use them to lay mines around our base to hold off Orlan.
So the way that vultures work is they're fairly standard units when it comes to combat. They have a special defensive ability that lets them lay these little spider mines, and when the spider mines see a unit nearby, I'm going to make some diamondbacks here because I feel like they'll be a good investment. They're quite powerful. So when a spider mine, you can see this little circle around it here. So when a spider mine walks into that, or when a unit walks into that, the spider mine will activate, as you saw a couple of them do there, and they will blow directly into whatever thing activated it. So in this case, it hit that clump of marines and exploded. So you can see Orlan's getting seriously ahead of me here. So when this diamondback comes out, I'm actually going to make a move. So up here and all around the place, there are various of Orlan's bases. And if I kill those, it will actually slow him down in getting the minerals he needs. And there are also Protoss research relics here. As well as a lot of scrap for me to salvage. So vultures are actually very good in this mission because they make excellent hit and run units. And then the diamondback is good because it's very mineral efficient. It's got a lot of armor, and normally the main problem with building it would be gas, because gas isn't really an issue for me in this mission. I don't need to conserve gas, so I can pretty much build diamondbacks more readily than I would build vultures. Goliaths are very good against what I'm given in this mission as well, and there are a lot of them, so it's never quite the best thing to have happen. So this is actually only the first half of this mission too. So I'm gonna send this. Yeah, this mission has two basic phases. It has the collection phase, and it's got the destruction phase. So during about the first half of the mission, until I build up this contract, my job is just to stay alive, which I'm not doing a great job of here, but you know, I'm working on it. I'm going to call down some more pigs here. They should take care of these things, no trouble. Never the best thing when I have to actually hire mercenaries to defend myself, but if it keeps me alive, then that's what I'll do. So I should really have been training army while I was doing that, rather than waiting and moving my entire army out here. But I also have very good mineral count right now. I am about 1,000 behind though, so. Because I just spent some minerals improving my army. So I'm actually going to move up top here, because there's a lot of scrap that I haven't gotten, and it's much closer.
The shredders are constantly producing scrap we can salvage. We should check this area again later.
So for example, if I collect these now, and those are big scrap packages as well, so if I collect them now and then I come back later, there will be just as much as there was just then. Okay. So I'm seeing an attacking force moving out here. I'm going to lay down some more widow mines. And that is what widow mines do best. Which is why I'm going to make some more vultures. And then also vultures are very good against marines, especially. They do very good damage, and they're also quick enough. If they get into an unfavorable position, then I can easily just retreat with them. They do a lot of damage, I believe. Yeah, they have a bonus versus light, which includes marines. And they can also be microed against hellbats, which is always useful. It's actually pretty easy too, because hellbats are basically melee units. For all intents and purposes, they are melee ranged, so. Let's move up here a little more. I'm not doing great on this mission, actually. Orlan is almost where he needs to be. But they do, fortunately they do two-shot marines, although they are about to die here. So before these die, actually, it's always best to try and use any of their leftover widow mines, which I didn't actually manage to do for a couple of them there, so that was a little unfortunate. And Orlan is now actually quite close to his goal.